Now we'll talk about Group C, the science of choice making. Like every group had a captain. For example, Adam in wealth, Marshall in welfare. Similarly, here the captain is Professor Lionel Robbins. Wait a minute, that sounds too close to Lionel Messi. And that's where the cheat code number 3 comes. I'm always confused between who's my favorite. Is it Lionel Messi or is it Cristiano Ronaldo? And I'm always stuck between the choice of my favorite. So that's where we have to remember. When we think economics is a choice of science, so now we can remember that Lionel Robbins said economics is a science of choice making. Well, Robbins was quite a learned fellow. He graduated from London School of Economics and gave a new definition of economics. His definition was published in the book Nature and Significance of Economics in the year 1931. Now remember, the name of the book of Robbins and the name of the book of Sir Adam is very similar. Sir Adam's book is Nature and Causes of Wealth, and Sir Robbins' book is Nature and Significance of Economics. The year of Adam Smith's book was 1776 and the year of Robbins' book is 1931. According to Robbins, economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternate uses. I want to clarify a few words. Ends means target. I want to get a pen. I want to get a jeans. I want to get a headphone. So this jeans, pen and headphones is the end. Means. Means is how will I get it? By spending money. And alternative uses. See, the money can be used for buying a pen. The money can be used for buying a jeans. Now to understand this definition, we need to understand three main aspects of it. First, scarce means. Second, alternate uses. And third, ends. Now let's do this taking an example. Suppose you have 20 rupees and in that 20 rupees either you can buy a chocolate worth 20 rupees or you could buy a pen worth 20 rupees. But in both the cases, either you buy a chocolate or you buy a pen, you have to forego the other thing. Meaning, if you bought the chocolate, you got to forego the pen. So this shows that the means that you have is scarce. Now this means which is scarce has alternate uses. This 20 rupees has two alternate uses here. Either I can buy the pen or I can buy the chocolate. And the pen and the chocolate is the ends. So your target, what you want is the ends. So basically scarce means but not scarce ends. So a person has scarce means but the ends are not scarce, the ends are endless, your targets are endless. And that's why you have to make a decision with your means which are scarce that which end to fulfill first, which end to fulfill second, which end to fulfill third. And that's why Robbins said that economics is a science of choice making, making choices with the scarce means that which of your ends you want to attain first, second, third, and so on and so forth. So in a way, Robbins' definition did not distinguish between material or immaterial or things for welfare or non-welfare. So according to Robbins, it doesn't even matter if you can spend that 20 rupees for buying a cigarette. It doesn't matter if it's a welfare thing or a non-welfare thing. If it satisfies your wants or if that choice making decision comes in that no, I don't want a pen, neither I want a chocolate, all I want is a cigarette at the moment. And if you select the cigarette at the most, that's also economics for you. So this brought a lot of criticism. The first criticism in the Robbins one is impersonal and colorless. So we will study what positive and normative science is, which will in detail explain you why people said Robbins' definition was impersonal and colorless. Also, the second demerit of Robbins' definition is that it ignored macro concepts. This was so specific to a person's choice that what about the national choice was unclear. No focus on economic growth and development, which we had in the first definition. And fourth, he said that scarcity is the root cause of economic problem. However, under special circumstances or under some circumstances, abundance is also a problem. If you have abundant resources, that's also a problem. Suppose there are four unemployed people in front of you and you need to employ one of them. Now you get my point. There are four unemployed people. The unemployment is in abundance and I only want to employ one. So now do you get the point? Scarcity is not always the root cause of problems. Sometimes abundance is also the root cause of problems. In short, for all negative things, illiteracy, poverty, unemployment, abundance is the root cause, not scarcity is the root cause. Finally, we reach the last group of definitions, which is group D, Science of Dynamic Growth and Development. In this group, we have three economists. First, Paul A. Samuelson. Second, Professor Henry Smith. And third, Mr. Jacob Weiner. So let's look at Paul Samuelson's definition. Economics is a study of how men and society choose with or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternate uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in the future amongst various people and groups of society. Well, this is a more comprehensive definition which talks not only about scarcity but also how such resources can be increased. The second definition is given by Professor Henry Smith, which says, economics is the study of how, in a civilized society, one obtains the share of what other people have produced and how the total product of society changes and is determined. So Professor Henry Smith focuses on civilized society and total production and distribution of the production. Third is given by Mr. Jacob Weiner, who says economics is what economists do. By far the shortest and the latest definition. Well, a lot of MCQs are based around definitions. So for Samuels, Henry, and Jacob Weiner, all we need to learn is one cheat. Samuels talks about the future. Henry talks about society. And Jacob Weiner talks about economists. See, this is how we will learn the definition. If in a definition we get the future or talking about the future or the groups of the society, that is given by Samuelson. If it is talking about a civilized society, it is talking about Henry Smith. And if it is saying economics is what economists do, it is said by Jacob Weiner. So this is how we learn Samuelson, Henry's, and Jacob Weiner's definition. Oof, that's it. That's the end of this topic. Well, I know definitions can get a bit boring, but we have tried our level best to make it interesting for you, and I hope we have done it. So let's before we proceed into the next topic, let's just take a short, quick summary of this topic. There were 4 groups, total 8 economists, but every group did not have 2 economists. First was the group W. W stands for wealth. What was the cheat code? My father always said. Adam Smith, JB say. Adam Smith is the father of economics. Book name, Nature and Cause of Wealth, year 1776. It had few criticisms and few merits too, but the focus was only on wealth. Then comes Group M. M for Marshall, M for Mother, M for Material Well-being. But don't forget Pigu emphasizes on welfare more and study of man and not of wealth. Welfare that can be measured in money. Who said that? Pigu. Then comes group number C, choice making. Now, who are we confused between? Am I the biggest fan of Cristiano Ronaldo or am I the biggest fan of Lionel Messi? No, it's my choice and I'm the biggest fan of Lionel Robbins. Now, Robbins also wrote a book which was very similar to Adam. So, it starts in the same manner, Nature and Significance of Economics, year 1931. Also, Robbins went through London School of Economics and also three words, scarcity, ends and means. I hope this is all making sense to you now. Group D, Dynamic Growth and Development. There were three economists here, Samuelson, who talked about future, Henry, who talked about civilized society, and Jacob, who talked about economics is what economists do. Friends, now let's do the exercise really fast before we forget all of these things. Go get it.